Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. It is Big Dog Chico. It is Drew Scoop. It is your man, Uncle Needle. We got so much to cover. Giannis said he want bigger bucks, so they waived Dame Dollar. But that's not all. We got Shasta joining us live today. What? Puffy, not guilty. Got to talk about it. The morning run.
Take that. It's morning somewhere, 7 a.m. Hawaii time, 11 a.m. Mountain time, 12 noon Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern time. It's the morning run. Dukes the Scoop in Atlanta, and Uncle Neely in the middle of America somewhere, and Big Dog Chico out here in the middle of the ocean. Oh, now to everybody out there checking in. Got an all-American show for you guys today, in a way, because we got some all-Americans from the Buffs. We got a great all-American golfer coming on with Shasta Averyhardt.
And hey, and beating charges is American too.
I was going to go there some type of way, but great job, Uncle Neely. I appreciate you.
Boy, you can't wait
to you.
Look at Chico's ready to go to the next party. So what we doing?
It's going down, baby. My dog gonna be free.
Hey, I will say this to the chat out there. Welcome aboard to the morning run. Y'all know what to do when you check in. I see Orange Mound in the house. See Memphis 10 in the house. Washington, D.C., Chocolate City is in the building. Brooklyn, NY, B-More is in the building. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, Chico, Dukes, we always do sports. We do Colorado. We also do the culture. Got to start with the culture. Let me say this. As much as I love y'all tuning in to the morning run, if you had to get to the morning run before you heard that Puffy was found acquitted on 3, guilty on 2, you need to pick up a book or something. Like, you got to be a little faster with the news because it happened this morning. It happened in New York City, Southern District Court of New York. Puff got found guilty on the 2 lesser charges, the ones that really could have put him away, acquitted on those. So we'll see if what the judge is going to do this afternoon as far as letting him leave on bond to sentencing or not. But Chico, thoughts?
Yeah, me first. We in the next party, dog.
For once on this show, this is the time we really want you to speak for you and not us, because they don't tell us what you do. So the words that come out your mouth are for you.
So what we doing, Diddy Bop? My dog say, I don't know, man. Maybe Diddy will be home. I want to ask you guys that. Do y'all think he's going to be released? Which I hope he, go ahead and be released, since the charges are the non-violent type charges that he's been accused of. We'll see what the judge says. The judge is yet to decide. So, he could stay in there for up to 10 years, I think it is. But I've been seeing just a lot of people saying that he's going to be off and he'll be out within a year, after the time served and good behavior and such. But at the end of the day, it's a win for him and his team, not getting on the RICO charges and the racketeering and stuff. So no lifetime sentence maximum. So, hey, we should see Diddy home soon. I know this. If they let him out and, he try to skip and go to Russia somewhere, I don't think he should do that. I think he should stay here, face whatever he needs to face, and, come back out. No shiny suits and no dancing. Maybe no parties anytime soon, but hey, congrats.
No, he should definitely throw a party, just not one of them parties. Man, this is the best outcome he could have hoped for. Other than just being acquitted on all 5 charges, this is the best it could have been because these 2 that they found him on were the ones, Chico, you remember you and I talked on Uncle and Chico ad nauseum. That means a lot for you, Chico.
I thought it was a place that we went to talk ad nauseum.
AD. And we talked about that it was going to be hard for him to beat the interstate commerce charges of this thing, transporting people across state lines, because if nothing else, with airline ticket receipts, with testimony from the sex providers, you just knew that happened. And there was no escaping that we did that. Like, okay, I traveled somebody, to get the goods. So the maximum you can get on those, he got 2 charges is 10, but there's no way that one, they're not going to be concurrent. There's no way he's going to get the max on it. So you're probably looking around 2 or 3 years, and then he's already served 1. So I could see him being able to go home to wait his sentencing, which would be about 90 to 120 days from now, and having to report back then. Totally, in my mind, why be a flight risk now? Because
exactly
make it worse. Like the flight risk would have been facing life, and reporting back, and maybe got 2 tops, and of that you've already done 1. So I don't think the flight risk is going to be an issue. I think one of the things that could hurt him though is what the same thing that happened in the beginning of the trial is that because of the behavior of what you're accused of doing took place in a free world in your personal home, that who's to say that kind of thing won't happen again. So I could see that hurting him, but flight risk, dangerous community, absolutely not. I'd imagine sometime this afternoon they start the paperwork to let him out. But regardless of that, Dukes, as we ship over to you, found guilty on the 2 lesser charges, which was transportation across state lines for sex. And that was like the non-coerced charges, the Mann Act. That means the other person was willing. It's still just against the law. I mean, and everybody and their mama been celebrating, get flued out, since the city girl said it. And that's really all he found guilty of is fluing him out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you who the MVP of the year is. And if to any presumed victims or victims of anything having to do with these 2 men, I'm not taking anything lightly. But Brian Steele, between Young Thug and Diddy, MVP lawyer of the year, bro. 2 Ricos he beat. They say the Fed, what everybody always say, Fed's undefeated. Fed's got a 97% conviction rate, all of this stuff. And yes, they got the convictions. Thug played out, and they got a conviction on on lesser charges with Diddy. But we were talking about 2 cases that probably could have had 300 years between the both of them.
Right.
And Thug at home right now, and Diddy looks like he's on his way. So Brian Steele, I mean, shoot, I don't think there's a hotter commodity when it comes to entertainment law. I mean, lawyers for entertainers in a business than Brian Steele right now.
And I'm gonna tell you this, Dukes. Not only you're right, and you can put this in the strategy of it all. A lot of things come into play here. Like, don't sleep on this, man. 4th of July weekend coming up. You think them jurors go home?
Right.
Because just last night they couldn't agree on some of the charges, and then within 40 minutes this morning, all right, we agree.
That's because somebody came in there and said, "Hey, man,
y'all want to sit here and argue all the way to next week and be sequestered this weekend, or y'all want to get the hell up out of here?"
Exactly. And we want to get the hell up out of here. We want to go eat some glizzies and some hamburgers and some ribs and some.
You sure you go celebrate with some glizzies, ain't you, Chico?
The first thing he said.
That's what Fat Joe said. Fat Joe said he loved him some glizzies. He don't mind eating some glizzies. Him and Big Pun were the king of the glizzies. He said this.
Yeah, man.
Talking about hot dogs, son. From New York.
Dude. I like the hot dog too, man. I just would have been the first thing out of my mouth, Chico. You opened the show with take that, and now you went right to glizzy. I'm just saying your timing could have been better.
Man, the funniest part is when you asked him about the case, and he just didn't say nothing and just started cheesing. I was like,
my dog free. He might dance back in the courtroom when the sentences come. He like, you know what I mean? He might dance back up in there like, I know I ain't facing life, and I got a cold-blooded team around me.
I will say this, Chico and Dukes, into the chat out there as y'all continue to check in over approaching 125, watching live. Make sure you let us know where you're from, and most definitely hit that like button. One of my biggest takeaways from this thing, particularly being I got 2 daughters, and I've said it before, Dukes, and I'm gonna say it again, Chico. Damn, y'all, like, ain't nobody so cool that you want to be with them so much that you would just live through anything and accept it. Like,
he ain't lying.
Like, Chico, you my guy. I love you, but you ain't so damn cool. You just gonna treat me in the kind of way and pee around me and all that. No, dog. Like, you can't want to hang out with somebody so damn bad. You just accept that kind of stuff as part of your life. And that was like one of the common themes I saw through the trial. Forget like guilt, innocent, what's a crime, what's not a crime, verdict. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about life choices as a young person. And you just see these people like, wanting to be in the in crowd so bad that they just allow themselves to be handled any kind of way. And I ain't got no friends I got to do shit like that to be friends with.
Yeah,
man. Cat Williams told you got to tell Diddy no, man.
You got to tell Diddy no.
I mean,
he knew something.
No, clearly. Like, yeah, you gotta tell them no. Like, hey, bro, no, I'm not doing. I don't care what you can do career wise. I don't care, if my single ever comes out, bro. I'm not doing that. No, Diddy. And shoot, man,
Like
some
how you
people
did that
can
no
do that.
Diddy on that. You said no Diddy as a no Diddy versus a no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Yeah, two totally different meanings.
Yeah.
But very much aligned.
Yeah, it's like me when I'm walking in the dollar store and the man by the propane tanks got to hit me for some change. And I say, all right now, it's two all right now. One of them I'm speaking to you, one of them you about to get to your head.
Right. Hey, how you doing? All right now.
Yeah, that's speaking.
Hey, can I get another?
All right now.
All right now.
It's like somebody in Atlanta saying buddy, like, you can say buddy a couple ways, like, hey buddy, well, something different than, oh no, that's my buddy. Two totally different things.
That inflection is everything.
For sure.
Absolutely. Hey man, so hey, we'll see what happens. We're gonna continue to follow this Diddy Bop trial.
Hey, bring up Smuggles KB his last comment. Nah, the other one.
Oh, the other one.
Right there though.
One about distracting the masses.
Mm.
What? All right, let's put on our conspiracy theory hats for y'all in the chat too. What are they distracting the masses from with all of this? Is it anything that you had your eyes on that you was like, we probably should be talking about more than this, and we ain't got to get into politics? But does it seem like it may be something that conspiracy Chico? Let's go.
I gotta tell you, Chico. Let me go first on this because mine gonna be quick. I hear when people say stuff like that. Shout out to Smuggles KB. I get the tone. I know what you're saying. I hear people say, "Oh, it's just distraction." Man, the people I hang with are capable of doing more than one thing at the same time. Like, so, like, you can't distract me with this and make me just go like, "Oh, I ain't seeing it over there." Like, right. I'm a multitasker, so it can't distract me from a damn thing. Or as we say down south, a BAT, bitch ass thing.
Right. What you think? I see you got on the Cornell West glasses. What you think, brother Chico West?
Shout out to Uncle West. Hope he don't get accused of anything coming up. Because hey, I claim Kanye and then I claim but anyways, Uncle West, I don't think they're trying to distract from anything. I just think that, it depends on where your attention is. I don't think that this case is brought about to distract or to cause some type of diversion or anything like that. I think it really happened. And this is what's going on. It's just about the timing of the world today. I don't know if it's anything political. I doubt it. But, I do think it's some type of strategic attack to take down certain entertainers, who has amassed a certain amount of money over their career. So I think, yeah, it's they're targeted, or we guys who look like us who amass a certain amount of money are targeted. I think so. I don't think it's a distraction at the end of the day. I just think
put Ryan Turner on the screen for me. I love folks like this. They say what you said. They say what you said like it's brilliant. Mofo, didn't I say I? Didn't I say me?
The majority of this.
I never said I was like dog. Let me tell you what y'all need to do. Just like I opened the show. If you tune into the morning run and just not hearing Diddy got to quit it, shame on you. If you watch the news and that's the only place you get the news, shame on you. Period. Like I remember the OJ trial when it was going on. It was the only thing on TV. Now, if you accept that as this all I got to watch because that's all they showing me, shame on you. Pick up a book.
It's a little bit different nowadays. You know what I mean?
Or it's much easier to get other content from somewhere now. You hear right? It's a lot of different, Chico, because it's easier now. Like you ain't got to depend on one source for your information. But like if you're getting distracted, you're the problem.
Yeah. Something you're doing or not doing. But
yeah.
That's all they're talking about. So this all I'm gonna eat. Come on, dog.
No doubt. Well, I guess we can wrap it up on Diddy.
Come on, dog. Like, Chico, you got to stop that.
What? What do I do?
You went from take that to Glizzy to now wrap it up on Diddy. Wrap it up on Diddy.
We can't wrap it up on Diddy?
They say they want a lot of condoms around. A lot of oil.
Here we go. Oh. Watch what I say, right? This one.
You got to watch what you say. You be doing it intentionally.
I just said wrap it up on Diddy.
That's what you said. You said it. Chico Dukes, who would have thought 2 weeks ago that we'd be seeing Dame Dollar getting released, waived, let go?
Man, you want to know something else?
Go ahead, Duke. Go ahead, Duke.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I got to get something. I'll be right back.
I'll say this. They keep showing a picture of Dame, something like this, when I would be showing a picture of him totally opposite, smiling, happy, dancing, who wouldn't want to be in this situation where you're getting paid a salary over the next 5 years of damn near $23 million and you're a free agent to get to choose where you want to go now.
Yeah, no, Dame won. It's just, Chico, when you see something that ain't never happened before, it's probably a reason it ain't never happened before. Like, I think Bison Dele was the last time a dude got released like this and still paid. Like that's 30 years ago. It's like, man, it makes no financial sense for the Bucks because his money is still on your books. You're bringing another guy about the same amount. Now you got $50 million on the books with less talent. And here go Duke's about to recruit Dame Dollar to ATL. He don't want to put the jersey on. Like they let this, I know he injured and gonna come back from it. I know he getting a little older, but man, $23 million on your books just to have a guy off the roster, like Giannis, that's making you happy?
Hey man, I just listen. I think once they made a desperation move by bringing Dame over there, I think they were pressured to do that. Situation wise, I don't think he fit, and I think that was proven. I just didn't think it was a good fit with the Bucks, and then he ended up getting hurt. Now you're in a situation with the Bucks where if you keep him and try to expect him to come back, now the whole half of your season coming up is gone, and what you say, the proven is proven from the past what the future could be, and they wasn't very successful with Dame and Giannis playing together. So you might as well just take that loss, cut your losses, as they say. Let him go where he wants to go. Now you're doing a good deed for him, and now you're still you allow yourself to be able to add a guy like Myles Turner, which I don't think is going to keep Giannis there.
Yeah, what you
at
added?
the end of the day,
you added Brook Lopez 2.0.
Right, a younger Brook Lopez, but they won a championship with Brook Lopez. At the end of the day, so you bring in a younger version of him, do the same thing. There you go.
I'll tell you one thing.
I guess I'm too broke to think like a billionaire. I'm paying you $23 million. You finna do something for me. No Diddy.
I know one thing. It's the first time
is doing stuff for them. He getting out of the way.
It's the first time there's been a major star released that I don't have to say we need him at the Hawks. We good on Dame.
Oh, really?
We've been doing. Hey, the Hawks been putting in work. We don't. Yes. I don't. I can put on the jersey. You see this tag still on this jersey?
Yeah.
That's how embarrassed I was. I ain't put it on all year. Finna bring out my Hawks jersey. Dog, the Hawks been doing work.
Yes.
Deuce, I will say this, man, and I'm gonna count Porzingis in it. I looked at y'all's team picture as far as what it's gonna look like. You got a very light-skinned team now.
Man, look, but look, I tell you what we did. Even though he's from Canada, we got the boy Nikhil Alexander Walker.
I like him.
He about my complexion. So we added in. You still got Oneka Okongwu. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But you know what? I'm no longer colorist. I am healed. So you know what? As long as the Hawks balling, I'm good. Shout out to the Hawks, man. First time I've been excited about basketball in Atlanta in probably about 4 or 5 years, man.
And they should be balling, man. They should be balling. They got a
three-point shooter in the league. Luke Kennard, 48% over the last 3 years. Can't defend nobody, but that ain't what we bringing you here for.
Yeah, slow feet.
We don't need nothing. We need 25 games out of Porzingis and then the playoffs. That's it.
Them starters looking real light tan. I'm just saying.
Hey man, you know what? But I was gonna say something, but I'm a reformed colorist, so as I learned and enlighten myself.
When did this reformation happen? Somewhere between last night and Diddy getting not guilty? Because like just yesterday,
probably I would say when I looked at the roster and I saw it and I said, you know what, I can't be like that. I can't be like that. There was an enlightenment, and when I saw the roster of the Hawks and I saw the position that they are in the Eastern Conference, where you can actually see them a world where the Hawks could be a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. The Bucks falling apart, the Celtics falling apart. Cleveland wasn't never really that. Like, I thought Cleveland was good, but they wasn't great to me. And you saw that in the playoffs. The Heat aren't there anymore. Like, I mean, who is really like? You got the Knicks,
Orlando Pacers, and then question marks.
Boom. Why not us?
Yeah, they finished 40 and 42 last season.
Alone, man.
40 and 42 last season. With the improvements the Hawks made, and like you said, the guys who are descending now, I think that the Hawks can finish in that top 5 space. I'm looking at them right now. Cleveland finished number 1, Boston number 2. We doubt if Boston will still be in that top 2. Knicks number 3, Pacers number 4. Got to deal with Haliburton and Turner out. Bucks finished number 5. Of course, we saw what they just did. I think the Pistons move up from that 6th spot. The Magic move up from the 7th spot. The Hawks from the 9th spot. And we'll see a different top 5 in the East, like we just pointed out. I think the 76ers are stacked also. That's a dark one.
Chico, you remember when you had the push-ups, of which I still own the rights to 10, and the only way that it was satisfactory is that you had to prove that you did them. We had to see it. Remember that, Chico?
I do.
All I'm going to say to Dukes, I'm talking to you, Chico, but all I'm going to say to Dukes and his reform colorism, his now belief in the Hawks, if he going to prove to me, take the tag off the jersey.
There you go. I dare you to pop that tag.
Until then, he don't believe either.
I dare you to pull a big boy from Outkast and pop you a tag out that thing, Daddy Fat Sack. Paul. Damn, hold up.
We walk him off.
Popping tag.
I'm gonna wait.
He don't believe in y'all. Hawks still believe in y'all.
Man,
he don't believe in y'all like I believe in the Lakers.
You know what? Let's go.
Oh,
Throw them up one time.
He believes.
Let's go.
He threw the tags like he was in Strokers or somewhere.
He believe. Hey, I'm all in with Deuce. He believe.
Let's go.
He took the tag.
Y'all don't see the jersey number. Let me tell you how long I had this. This is a DeJounte Murray jersey, bro.
They got a Josh Smith jersey.
This DeJounte Murray.
They got a Tree Rawlings jersey. How you get a Tree Rawlings jersey, dog?
Hey, that Tree Rawlings was hard.
Tree Rawlings. I remember Tree bit Danny Ainge's fingers when they got in the fight at half court.
I remember when
Danny Ainge's whole hand in the mouth.
Remember he was Shaq's backup in Orlando. Big Tree Rawlings.
Shout out to Tree Rawlings out of Cordell, Georgia, man, and his brother Ray Rawlings. That was my first basketball coach for sure.
That's crazy. I bet you. Hey, what podcast you know that it has mentioned Tree Rawlings in the last couple of years? Shout out to Big Tree. Big Shaq, yeah, he was a great mentor of mine. Shout out to Big Tree.
Them boys fry some chicken too, boy.
Out of Georgia.
They can fry some chicken. Shout out to them Rollins, man. Shout out to Ray Tavius, all of them. Lil Ray, everybody.
Mm-hmm. We also got to cover real quick though.
I just Googled it, Dukes. In the bottom of that pile, Tree Rollins is biting the hell out of Dan Ainge. That's like that pile. That's that pile that Chico said he missed. You know, when somebody leg on top of you and you just all over everybody.
Here you go.
Hey y'all, hey, can we do something today though? We ain't got to do it right now, but Chico, can you go ahead and load this up? Can we go Chico highlights?
Me?
Oh, yeah, you.
You don't know your highlights.
No, Chico DeBarge.
He large. They got a lack in the garage.
Yes, Chico highlights today, man. Look, I'm scrolling Instagram yesterday and looking through the story. I see Daryl Hackney's story. Quarterback, shout out to Daryl Hackney from Doug High. And on his story, he is throwing a pass to none other than.
Hey, Dukes, let me help you out. You know, we got a special live guest joining the show for the back half. I bet he don't have no problem putting them highlights in.
Ooh, you right.
Yeah, wow. We going to the All-America.
Can he find them in?
Dukes, I'll see if I can pull them up if we have time on this show. But I appreciate that oop, Dukes. But let's go to Colorado right quick. Well, Unc can update us on the Colorado Buffaloes, who are not been named preseason All-Americans. And one is the big man, Jordan Seaton, the left tackle.
Absolutely, man. No surprise there, other than it's going to end up being first team. that's all the real surprise there. Jordan Seaton, Walter Camp, second team preseason All-American. We all expected a breakout year for Jordan this year. What he's done with his body, maturity and growth in the off season. Really looking forward to that. So preseason accolades there. Athlon Sports preseason All-American, and then he's also in the team with the other guys that have been mentioned. A few of them have been guests on the morning run, and the rest will be guests on the morning run. You got Jordan Seaton, preseason All-Big 12, DJ McKinney, Joseph Williams, Xavier Hill, Arden Walker, Big French, got his camp coming up in Black Haven this weekend in Memphis, and Preston Hodge as well. So some Buffs, making preseason noise, man, and these are names that we've all talked about that we expect to have, big breakout seasons and be draft eligible to have draft grades. This week, you got some guys starting today, Wednesday, July 2nd, who are going to be making some commitments, and Colorado's in their tops. Cedarian Morgan, he's a 5-star receiver. Colorado's in his top 6. This Saturday, you got Manoa Fapusa, who in his top 3. Then Chico Timms is safety. Colorado's his top 3. So more signings to happen, man. What I love about all this, Chico and Dukes, is guess what month it is?
What month is it?
It's July. Guess when football starts?
It is.
In July. Like, we are now less than a damn month away from reporting back, the fall camp. Of course, we'll be there every step of the way. Players got a little break right now going through the 4th of July weekend. They'll go back for some more work before they check out again, have another break before coming to camp. July 27th, 1 p.m. team meeting. It's here. July's here.
And like you said, it's a break right now, but for players who are looking to stay in shape and to excel and to be better, it's work time. We've been seeing Jordan Seaton along with a couple of other offensive linemen, big Zach Chrysler and Larry Johnson II. They've been out there working with big Trent Williams, the all-pro left tackle. They've been in the sand working with him, working on technique, working on footwork, and things of that nature. So how important do you think that is for him to still be working during this off week and to be ready to work with Coach Swayze once they return back in a couple weeks?
I yield to you, Dukes.
Use it or lose it. Okay, how talented you are. If you don't work and refine your skills, they go away. Like, yes, even when they say it's like riding a bike, you never forget. But if you stop riding your bike, then you lose endurance. So if you continue to stay ready, then you don't never have to get ready. So I think it's super important. And I shout out Amari McNeil. He's up here working with Marcus Howard up here in Atlanta. So, man, these boys are working, man. And I'm excited to see what they do this season.
I concur, Dukes. It doesn't take long to get out of shape, and it really doesn't take long to get out of Colorado shape. And so while you're on the road back home in lower altitudes or wherever you may, you actually got to do more just so it'll be the same. And so you don't want to, take 10 days off and have to start over. So what you want to do is you want to have guys coming back, after the 4th of July break, and you don't want to see anybody throwing up because they've been working out on their own. And you want to hit the ground running. You don't have any erosion. You still want to build, because the key with all this process is that when you get to July 27th, that first team meeting, then July 28th, that first practice. And as you guys know, NCAA rules, you kind of acclimate into practice. You don't go out there day one in pads, but you want to go into that weekend football shape because that's all this has been about. Everything since the end of spring ball, summer 1, summer 2, conditioning on your own, has been about getting ready for Georgia Tech, meaning reporting to fall camp in football shape. Because Chico, having played college ball and hadn't played at the next level, you can't practice if you're not in shape to practice.
Heck no. If you go out there trying to do that, that's where injuries happen too.
Yep.
When you're not in shape, or you go out there and try to go 50% while everybody else is going 100%. Things like that really rear its head when you're not in shape and when you're trying to cut corners. so to say. You can't cut corners out. No easy way out, like Rocky said, right?
No matter which end you the glizzy from, it's still 12 inches.
I'm sure you know that.
Oh man,
I'm sure you know. Which side do you eat it from?
Chico, they told me
I bite mine like a hamburger.
They told me you eat corn on the cob the long way, so I don't know. I ate my corn on the cob from the side. They said you eat yours for the long way. So.
You know, you stick yours all the way in your mouth and pull it out.
The long way, Chico.
No corn left on that. No kernels left on that.
Hey, like, little Chico, why you eat your corn like that? It just feel natural.
What? Hey, man. Oh, man. Chico, you got the highlights?
I don't. But we do have a guest coming on. Maybe we could go to the highlights at the end of the show or something. I appreciate that, though, Dukes. I appreciate it, dog. I'm going to pull him up, though. But y'all ready to get to our special guest?
That's up to you. Did you write a chat GPT again?
You don't. You know what? Let's just bring her on. You are one of a kind. Y'all give it up for Miss Shasta Averyhardt.
Oh, that chat GPT, I should never said anything about it.
Don't worry about it. They were going to say something anyway.
How are you guys doing today?
You got it. Hey, Shasta Averyhardt is joining the show live and direct from the ATL. Wait, I guess you're in the. I don't know where you trying.
I am. I'm home. Yeah, I'm home.
Y'all know her from the LPGA Tour. You also know her from a new segment on the network called Drive Time with Shasta. Shasta, how you been?
I've been good. I got a week off from travel, so I'm home and catching up on stuff, and thought I'd jump on and see what you guys are talking about and answer any and every question, because I feel like the golf series is something that's going to promote a lot of questions about just, you're going to want to know more information. Like, you know, it give you the basics, and then you're just going to like have another question and what does this mean and this and that. So at least want to hit on that if someone does ask.
Yeah, you got to give us a update on the last few shows. I know I just caught this one right here, the most recent one, where you did exactly that, informed us about golf and gave us some insights and things of that nature. Can you talk about your last few shows and what you were
screenshot?
Okay, yeah, that's a screenshot. You know what I mean? Can you talk about your past shows and what is to be expected from Drive Time with Shasta?
Yeah, so I was thinking that a lot of the subscribers have probably never touched a golf club. And so I was like, well, maybe I should do like a golf 101 series where there's multiple parts and we touch on every aspect of the game, starting from the beginning, where you just kind of dumb it down. And then we get into like intermediate, and then we get into advanced. And so the first part that we just posted was about like, what is par? You know, what is the purpose of golf? To get the ball in the hole in as less strokes as possible. And so then breaking down the scorecard. What is a handicap? What is a club head? Like, where do you hit the ball in the club head? Stuff like that, right? So that was a big thing that I figured I would focus on the first episode. And then the second episode is going to be about alignment, posture, setup. What do you do on the range? Like, how do you practice? And we'll kind of be brief with that, because then we'll go back to that eventually as we get like progress and where people are, you know, feeling comfortable with hitting golf balls on the range. Because the biggest thing for me is like, I want people to have a purpose when they're going to the golf course, especially the fact a lot of people have limited time. You know, people have families, they have careers. And so not everyone's going to make golf their career. So they don't have time to really just sit on the range and hit balls for hours and hours and stuff like that. So I want people to at least have fun, be efficient, and just get better if they want to play. Only if they want to play.
Yeah. Well, Shasta, you got some great comments coming in about your segment. Aretha Burton said, Shasta, love your segments. Miss Dawn Duncan, Drive Time was excellent today. Chat, go check it out. Give it a thumbs up. We appreciate that. Willie Walker Whipple says, tell Shasta I appreciate her talking golf lessons because it's a sport I never played. A lot of great comments out there about the segments. Shasta, one that I like was your trip to the Pro Football Hall of Fame for an event there. Talk to us about that episode.
Sorry, I am. I'm just laughing at
no, I'm going to chat.
You gotta ignore some of the comments.
You can read them.
Like, because Johnny Snacks busted me. Because that's why I started smiling. Terrence was like, hey, how you get to know? I was just like, oh my God. She don't know this audience. She don't know this audience. Like, all right. So Shasta, Pro Football Hall of Fame trip.
Yeah. So that trip was during my yearly pro-am attendance for Clearview. And so Renee has her fundraiser, right, to raise money for the golf club and for the foundation. And so early June, she always has her pro-am. And this year was in honor of Franco Harris, which obviously the late Franco Harris, but he was a longtime supporter of Clearview. And it was back, especially it started when Dr. William Powell, Renee's father, was alive. And so when he passed on, Franco was like, I'm going to continue to honor the club and support Renee and do everything that I can. And so for many years, Franco continued that until his passing. And so Renee coordinated with Dana, his wife, and was like, hey, like, let's make, the dinner in honor of Franco. And let's continue this where we can create like a celebrity type of pro-am. And so I think that's something they're going to do in 2026. And as being an ambassador for the club and foundation, like, obviously, like, that's an obligation. I have to be there, but it's not even just an obligation. Like, I want to be there. And I've always been in attendance at Renee's pro-am when I was not traveling or if there wasn't a scheduling conflict. But now that I'm not playing on tour anymore, I have more availability. And so I was like, I'm there. Like, anything that's happening that day is blocked off. Like, I am there on a Monday and also for your Sunday dinner to make sure that I'm there to support. And it was at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. So it just made sense to have the dinner there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of Franco Harris, we all know him from the Immaculate Reception. Mm-hmm. If you don't know any other play. So imagine, because somebody in the chat said, don't worry, Chico. Deuce was just waiting on Chico to fumble. I envision I'm Bradshaw, and I threw the ball to Chico, and then here come Franco Harris Dukes with the scoop and score.
You wouldn't have been Brad. How you gonna be Bradshaw? You would have,
because in this play, you the one who messed up.
You would have been on the bench,
and you would have been on
point.
There you go, Chico coming out.
Hey, Shaq,
the chat go say,
Duke's your question, Duke. Your question, Duke.
I'm trying to set up his question, Chico, if you will. The chat gonna say that me and Chico is 12 years old and we made the chat act the same way. You can't blame us on y'all immaturity. We have nothing to do with it.
That's a fact.
We've never encouraged it. We've never promoted it. We try to delete the comments that's immature. We don't highlight immature comments.
He ain't lying.
I feel like Neely, I don't know. I feel like you kind of you instigate a little bit.
Oh, not me. What?
Just a little bit. Just enough to open the door.
I'm embarrassed at the chat. I'm ashamed.
You're gonna continue to do it. Doesn't matter.
I don't know why they behave like this.
Neely gonna Neely.
I feel like
you have a question, Duke.
Yeah, that's why I thought I heard Duke's mention question.
No, I was gonna ask you. So I started taking lessons about like a year and a half ago, and I was wondering, and my back was hurting. I was trying to get my swing together. So I'm thinking, like, is there a secondary sport that goes along with golf? Like, so for football, you got track, basketball, or sometimes like or you can even with football, there's different activities that can help you on the field. Is there a different sport, like athletic activity, that can help you with golf?
I would say because there's so much torque that your body takes on with golf, I wouldn't say there's another sport that would contribute to that. I mean, you could play tennis, you have to swing. Obviously, you could play baseball, but that could promote more injuries. So I would recommend like yoga. Like, I know it's boring, but if you want more flexibility, you want a bigger range of motion, yoga is really going to be your best way to go, which I don't know. I don't want to say you're not going to do it, but just maybe like try one class just to kind of like if you're having back problems, like you definitely need to work that out because you're not going to be able to swing the club if you're having back problems. And going to play like another intense sport is not going to help it either.
No, I appreciate that. No, and you know what? I was really just talking to a couple of players about yoga, and we incorporate, especially like in the mentorship program we do incorporate yoga, and I know there's some programs that do it. So, man, let me tell you something. Yoga is intense. I ain't realized. I thought you just go in there, you just doing some lunges. Nah, buddy, that's not what. That's not how that works. But no, hold on.
It's kind of boring. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I used to do yoga like early in my career, and I would go to hot yoga sometimes. And
oh man,
after a while, my attention span, I was like, I'm so bored with doing this. I want something that's a little bit more action packed, exciting. And so I did stop doing that. But that's probably where some of my other injuries started to come on, like my sciatic nerve that flames sometimes. Like that probably could be resolved if I added yoga in, but I just do chiropractic work and like a lot of like lower body, heavy weight, like lower body workouts, just because it seems to solve it. So.
Chico, I love that masterful look of fake concern that you have. You almost look empathetic.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Shasta. Thank you. Where did that come from? Out of nowhere. Thin air.
About back pain, you were like, oh, really? I hate to hear that. Like,
because I've had back issues when I played football, and people don't realize the torque.
About that girl back.
People don't realize the torque in the golf club and stuff. And I think it became popular when Tiger Woods had his injuries, and people were still like, "Why he still can't play through the back?" Because it's demanding, and it's no joke, and especially if you have a backer. I had to play, man.
I would say this about my man Tiger, Chico. When Dukes asked about what else can you do to help with golf, when Tiger was doing his other stuff, his golf game was much better.
Okay, all right. Just what part of the game do you think you shine at the most? Is it your drive game, your putting game on the green, or what? Like, what's your favorite part of the game? Where do you kind of thrive and shine at the most?
I used to hate working on my putting, and that's one of my favorite parts of the game to work on. But it's all about perspective. Because you have to have like different drills and just really understanding the art of putting and what that entails. But the one thing I do have to allocate more time to is my chipping. Because if I take a long break away from golf, I go back and play. The first thing in my game that's kind of a little rusty is chipping. I feel like that's something that, like, again, it's about perspective, because sometimes people will get the yips, and I'll probably end up talking about that in one of the segments. Is about it's mental. So, and how you have to kind of rewire your mind to continue to see you hitting solid chip shots. And so, if you have, like, let's say you hit 199 chips and you hit one chip that's like dust or scald across the green, depending on how you process it is going to determine how you chip when you're under pressure. So if you're just like, the hell with that, that's fine. Like, it doesn't make a difference because 99 my other chips were solid. Yeah. Then you'll let it roll off your back. But if you hyper focus on that one chip, when you go to play with other people or you're in a pressure-filled environment, whether it's a member guest, member, scramble, you could revert back to that one shot. And you're thinking you're going to do that again. And you probably will do it again.
Kind of like
same thing. It's the same thing.
Muscle memory almost.
Yeah, like when you have players that go through those ruts of like they can't make a free throw.
Yeah.
It's because they've hit so many bricks or air balls that they process that and have forgotten about all the successful shots that they've actually made.
Yep. Mental.
Shasta, if you were encouraging somebody to start golf, like, should they start at the green and work their way back, or start at the tee and work their way forward as far as learning the game? Like, is it better to start learning how to putt, then learn how to chip, then learn 100 yards out? Because everybody likes to go to the driving range, just take the driver.
I know, and that's actually something I want to say.
You use that 18 times, but the putter you're going to use every time.
Yeah, so I was going to mention that in the segment for next week is don't go to the range and pull out your driver. That's the way to get the back problems. That's right there. if I was to tell, someone how to start the game, I would start them on the green because, like you said, like you're putting more often, you're hitting shots, and you actually score with your putter. So it's the whole drive for show, putt for dough type of dynamic where you can literally have a great long game and then you get on the green and you're 3 and 4 putting all the time. Yeah. And so I would like to try to encourage people to start at the green and start hitting some putts. It's literally like just, a 6-inch stroke back and forth, right? Learning how to perfect that. And then moving on to chip shots, it's a little bit of a bigger stroke, and then pitch shots, and then we get into iron play. Then we get into hitting your woods, then hitting your driver, which is the driver is going to be the hardest club to hit if you start with that first. And then it's going to seep into your mind. You're like, I can't do this. This is too hard. The ball is slicing all over the place. I'm topping it, this and that, and you just feel really discouraged.
What creates a slice?
Man, I feel like there's so many different ways to create a slice. So if you are a physics
it's like
person,
a bad swing, right? Or just hitting, slicing the ball.
So if you're right-handed, a slice is when it starts straight on line and then makes a U-turn to the right.
Right.
That's a slice. So if you're left-handed, it's going to be the opposite direction. Right. Okay. So I just try to consider like other left-handed people, but when you're right-handed and it slices way right, or it fades way right, out of control. A lot of times it's chalked up to your hands, like your club face is way open. But then there's other factors depending on what type of spin is on that ball that's creating that shot pattern. And so that's when like technology comes into play where you want to get on a flight scope or a TrackMan, or even there's some other cheaper ones, right? Because those are like the top line, $8,000, $9,000 equipment, and not everyone can afford that. So you get on and you start looking at numbers, and if you have a lot of spin, and it's starting out spinning left to right, but then it's slicing out to the right, well, then we have a club path and a open hand situation. Right. So there's other multiple ways. Like you could be spinning out of your shot, which will be bringing your hands in and creating that slice. Or you could literally be coming straight down the line at impact and keeping your face way open. That's why it starts straight and then slices way right. So there's other like determining factors. And so there's not just one way. And I try to tell people that because, like if I'm in a pro-am and I get up, my tee box, and one of the guys is like, hey, can you help me with my slice? And I'm like, okay, well, I'll look for it, but I don't know if I'm going to spot it right away in one swing because the swing's so fast, right? But a lot of times there's always another flaw that they have that does promote inconsistency. And so the first thing I'll ask them, I'll be like, well, how many times a year do you play?
Right.
And then a lot of times it's, maybe twice. I'm like, well, to be honest with you, if I was to tell you how to fix your slice, it's not going to work because you don't practice.
Right. So like Shasta, what I've done like with my slice, like real talk, it's almost like to see basketball players when they get into. See, I know Chico's going to be on the bullshit. I'm going to go get my club and show you in a second. It's like basketball players when they get to the league and they have a ugly shot, and like their agent trainer would say, "Hey, Pacers, don't change his shot. Like that's his shot. It just looks that way." What I do is I'm right-handed, but for my grip to be comfortable, it creates a slice. So what I just started doing is I play my slice. So if I'm like, say 130 out, right? And I got a 9-iron. I know that I'm going to hook into the green, or curve into the green. And so instead of aiming at the flag like I'm aiming straight at it, I will aim a little off the green because I know my ball flight is going to come that way. Because like you were just saying, I don't practice enough to fix that. But it feels natural, so why change it?
So there's actually, when I'm in a pro-am, there are amateurs that do this. And what happens is if you don't correct it, you'll aim at trouble. And one time you'll get really lucky and actually hit your ball straight. And
So
it's
let me
going
tell you
straight
why
to
I'm
trouble.
let me tell you why I'm gonna call bullshit on that. You pros, because you just said that as an amateur, you'll aim at the trouble, blah blah blah, and at one time.
Why
You pros aim at the stick every time, and one time still go to the trouble. And y'all don't make no changes. So you ain't gonna tell me who only played 2 times a year. I need to change something because where I'm aiming at, I'm gonna deal with the damn one time that it worked right when the other times it worked wrong.
Time out.
Flag on the play.
There is no way in hell.
Come
I
on
would
now,
ever
dog.
suggest someone to aim at trouble and bank on their consistent shot
But I'm
pattern.
not aiming at trouble. I'm aiming at my flight pattern. I know my shot.
So how far? Okay, first of all, let me ask, how many yards is your slice?
I would say about, it goes with the distance. So like the slice, if the slice off the tee is further than the slice with the wedge 100 yards out.
Well,
But I would say anywhere 10 to 15 yards.
okay, that's with a driver.
Yes.
Okay, then that's going to be fine. Like you can actually manage that. But what I'm thinking is, because as you go up in each club, your misses are exaggerated.
Absolutely.
So that's why I asked you like how many yards, because if it's like a 25, 30 yard slice, like, dude, we need to fix that.
But so in essence, when I just broke down the breakdown to you, your ass actually agrees with me.
Okay, yes, because wait, no. Hear me out real quick.
Yes, it does.
Okay, because
just like that man told us in the trial. No further questions.
You're playing a power fade. That's really what you're doing. And that's what actually a lot of professionals, the 10, 15 yards kind of a little big, a little too much. But you're playing a power fade, or you're just playing a fade and you're relying on it. That's fine. But if you at any point double cross, you can pull it left.
Shasta,
come back.
I'm back.
Don't run now.
Got my 10, right? This is my set of big burpees. When I do my grip, I still interlock. And because I'm right-handed and that's what's comfortable with me, I know I push.
Yeah.
Which might not be the right word, but I push into a slice more than I go straight. So what I do is I compensate for that by where I aim. I just adjust my aim a little bit because now the ball is going. It's like landing the plane. The airport, when the plane lands at the airport, they don't just come straight to the airport. They bank out, line up, and come in. That's what I do.
Okay, but also too, like that's fine if you want to stick with the fade. No problem.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Everybody in the chat to hear something. What did you just say? You said that's fine. I rest my case.
That's one of those. I hear you. That's one of those. I hear you, but it's not right. So I'm trying to correct you, but you're not listening.
Okay. Let me
I mean, I hear her.
I feel like we can have a debate about this all day. You'll never win it.
Shasta.
But he'll try. He 20-20 in fights now. He'll tell you that. So he don't mind losing.
Damn about losing.
The only thing
talk about me as if I argue just to argue. He argued knowing he gonna lose.
What I'm telling you, Shasta, what she gonna learn the hard way, I bet you quit before I do.
But your theory on arguing is just to exhaust someone. It's not to actually prove a point or to actually provide information. Like
what you think that man did with that P. Diddy trial and the Young Thug trial? He exhausted that jury.
Yeah. But that's not winning the argument. That's just someone tapping out because they're tired. They're tired of the nonsense.
I will take this 10 and win, is all I'm saying.
The fact that you have a 10 iron is already a problem.
I'm not a pro.
Why do you have a 10 iron? Like, I've never seen that in like 100 years.
Exactly. Because when I go down to my 9, I got a 10, I got a bounce wedge, and I got a sand wedge. Because look, I'm gonna tell you this. Unlike you, my chipping game is phenomenal.
Unlike you. Ooh.
That's fired.
So, let me tell you why, Dukes, my chipping game is phenomenal. Because I'll never be on the damn green, so all I do is get to hit chips.
So
it has to be phenomenal.
So let me
I'm so cool from under the
Get right. Get some frames on.
Let me clarify this real quick. let me clarify this. I have to leave the conference room and go over outside. We're continuing this conversation, but let me just say that my chipping is still above average. So so when I compare my chipping, I'm comparing it to like a Lydia Ko, to a Nelly Corda.
And when I compare my chipping, I'm comparing it to Paco that went to Jim Hill and Bebe that went to the mill. That's all I'm trying to be.
And Ray and them.
I'm trying to be one less than them, Shasta.
So are you saying that you can chip better than me is ultimately what you're getting at?
With a handicap, yes.
Do I hear a Top Golf visit?
Yeah, with the handicap, yes.
Oh, no, we're going to the golf course.
Ooh.
No, we're going to face the golf course. And we're going to a private club where the conditions are top tier and the lies are tight.
Look, all I know is private. That's all I do.
Oh, okay.
Even on the public course. Okay,
what golf courses in Jackson have you played?
Ooh.
All of them.
What's your favorite?
My favorite in Jackson is probably going to be Refuge, but I got to be honest with you, I hate their greens. Their greens are too fast for me.
Ooh,
not private.
You sound like you know what he's talking about, Shasta.
No, look, I'm gonna tell you, it's not. No, I was joking about the private. Like I was really jackass.
That's the exercise he passed by every day.
Be a member of a country club here. All I do is play public courses, and then me and a buddy we drive over to Philadelphia to play Dancing Rabbit a lot.
So you don't go to Reunion?
No, I had a problem out there.
Uh-oh.
What happened in Reunion? How can you have a problem?
You know,
drinking and
smoking. Something about a cart in a lake and too much to drink, and we just agreed to not play with each other.
Something about a cart.
Right,
I wasn't guilty or innocent. They just said, "Go ahead on."
Your lawyers exhausted them.
Pico, you got a question?
Yeah, it was gonna be about like Top Golf and or like what do you call it? Like putt golf or something like that. Mm-hmm. Do pro golfers go there, or is that any value?
This man's trying to asshole today. No, she ain't going no damn putt with you.
Okay,
that was you trying to set up a date. I bet I could chip better than you.
So no professional golfers going there to improve their game. But I would say that we do sometimes go there to have fun with our friends, like to kind of let our hair down. But we're not working on our game. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be working on my swing at Top Golf because first of all, I won't be able to focus because anytime somebody sees like they kind of what you're doing, they're going to come over and they're going to start questioning you and asking you about your playing history and who you are. And they're like, oh, I feel like you're somebody, like can you sign this for me? And then it's kind of like, I appreciate that. But
you can tell players at Top Golf.
Yeah, you can tell.
You could. First thing you're going to do is you're going to hear it.
Yeah.
Does it bother you though?
Their impact don't sound like everybody else's. You hear that dink when they hit the ball.
Yeah.
You can definitely hear it.
Yeah. The difference. And then when you hear it, that's gonna make you look and be like, "Oh no, damn, she play."
Yeah, and then and it's so you can't really get any work done. Like I find that early in my playing career, when I was at a private club in Orlando, and people would, for the most part, like. I mean, you have to be at a private club to mirror the conditions that you're playing on the LPGA tour. Like, make it make sense, right? No, I agree. You're not gonna be a sunny guy.
So let me tell you this. It's called Pete Brown now, by the way.
Pete Brown. Sorry.
Let me say this for real, Shasta. Like to tell you how truthful you are from an amateur perspective.
Okay.
All I do around here is play like the goat pastures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the rough. Like our public courses are rough. It's hot as hell here. Ain't no sprinkler systems. Like, you playing.
You're from a Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I got a chance to play at Wingfoot in New York. And I'm looking around like, hey, man. Like, you get a real divot here. You got to factor that in.
You got to fill your divots.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I ain't used to this. Like,
you got to fill your divots. And that was something I had mentioned in that today's episode. It was the difference between obviously public courses and private courses. But public courses, there's a range. There's like, hey, really top tier, like Whistling Straits is a public course up in Kohler, Wisconsin. Yeah, it's a public course. Beth Page Black is a public course, but it's a top tier, like it's well taken care of. So in order for it to be well taken care of, they have to charge accordingly, right? To be able to afford the staff, the equipment, everything to manicure the golf course well, right? It's just a cycle that continues, right? Versus we use Pete Brown as an example in Jackson. I remember when I first played that course, my freshman year. I've seen these type of courses in Flint, okay? And I played them when I was a junior, and junior golf, like 10, 11 years old, even sometimes at high school. But when I went there, I was like, I know we don't practice here. There's no way we're going to be able to compete with these other Division I schools if we practice here, because the conditions do not mirror any of our tournaments that we play in. When we're going to play down in Hattiesburg with Southern Miss's home course, I think it's Eagles something. I can't remember exactly. I played so many Eagle type of courses, but I knew, like, when we went there a couple of times, and then knowing the schedule we had and who we're playing, South Alabama and all these other schools, I'm like, I hope we're not practicing here, because we're gonna suck.
Yeah,
I
know how that is. I was gonna compare it to playing practicing.
I'll give you some rope over here, because I'm Jackson, my hometown, and I was not gonna let your ass sit over there and talk about our public golf courses without mentioning Flint. But you went on and you mentioned Flint.
You get emotional. You get emotional.
You nothing act like you came from the suburbs of Orlando to SWAC. Like, come on now. Like, I know damn well Flint ain't got the best golf course in the world. MC Breed taught me that.
All she was trying to do was compare.
She don't need no defense attorney. She was
going to. Well, I'm letting you know, because I was the same way when I played baseball. We had zero budget for baseball, and we used to practice out there with rocks and everything, balls coming, bouncing off rocks and stuff. I felt like it was a danger. We trying to practice on this, and everybody else got a nice field. And I understand, Shasta, where you coming from.
Selma.
But let me also ask you this: from Jackson, what's the difference? All right. Anyways, I want to ask you this serious question. Like at Top Golf or anywhere, does the noise bother you when you try to swing? Because I know it's quiet on the golf course, right? But does the noise bother you? Does that distract you? And can it help? Like, you see Coach Prime trying to distract Mata when he's kicking the field goal, things of that nature, right? Would that help you in your golf game out there on the course?
No. Like, honestly, so I would say that there's never not going to be noise. Like, there's always going to be, we always have volunteers that are coughing. And so what we like is typically a dynamic where if it's going to be constantly like background noise, keep it consistent. Because what scares, or not scares us, but just kind of helps us flinch out of a swing is when we it's quiet and then there's a sudden like drop of something, or opening of a bag of chips, or slamming the brakes on the cart. That's the stuff that is irritable, and that can really mess up a situation during tournament play, which has happened to me. Somebody was coming down a hill. I was in South Bend, Alabama, and I was playing well in this tournament. And I was on the second to last hole, par 3, had an 8-iron in, and this lady slammed on the cart path brakes while I was just getting into impact, and I blocked my iron shot and missed the green. And I'm a pretty emotionally intelligent person, and I don't just react to my emotions right away. But the way I whipped my head around and yelled at this lady, I felt bad that I did it, but I was like, you're affected, because at that time I needed to get top 5 in order to, it was something like be exempt to final stage of to renew my status, or something to that effect. So I was on edge. But those are situations where like players are on edge because they got something on the line. And most of the time we tee it up, we're always on the line. Like, we have to be able to keep our card that year, and we need to make the cut, make money.
I love when Tiger will react to somebody in the gallery. Get him out of here. Right there in the red shirt.
Yeah, that's pretty much energy. Like a lot of players, like I've seen a lot of ladies blow up at volunteers, at spectators. There was one point I had a spectator. This on the LPGA Epson tour, there's really no security like that. And so sometimes some people that come to support the ladies, they're mostly men. Well, there was this one gentleman in particular, he was following me my entire round the first day. And I didn't think too much of it. And a lot of times when, like, if there's Black people following me and I'm paired with, my playing partners, they're like, is that your family? And like, sometimes it is, but I was like, no, I don't know him. But, he's just obviously a supporter. So the second round, he feels a little like comfortable trying to talk to me. So he'll compliment on my swing, all that good stuff. And then all of a sudden he was like, why didn't you hit driver on that hole? Everyone else hit driver. And I was like, where's the security? You're not supposed to be talking to me like this. Do you do this at other tournaments? Like, what is going on? And I didn't have anyone to kind of like, hey, sir, like back up. So I was just like, I just kind of shrugged my shoulders. But anyways, those are situations where, a lot of other players are not going to tolerate stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that was definitely a line crosser there, like communicating directly with you. I heckling get that, but like asking you a question while you're in the middle of play and then questioning your judgment while you
Yes. That was insane. It was so weird. And we could obviously be on here forever. Like I could talk about all the weird stuff that's happened during my 15-year career. It was crazy. Like, oh man. So, obviously another time for another day, but
we got to do that. There'll be some great stories, but in between time, they know where to find you. They know to find you at Drive Time on the Pregame Network. You dropped one today. And so make sure you checked it out. Also, you can follow her on the ground at Shasta Averyhardt, just her name spelled out. Get some other clips as well. Shasta, you got to come back like monthly or so we can have these dry time conversations. And maybe about the 8th month, Chico will actually start behaving like he got some sense, but it won't happen.
Well, we don't have to worry about you behaving like you got some sense because you don't have a dime worth of.
I'm what they call incorrigible. Don't worry about me. We're trying to save you, Chico.
Okay. Well,
Neely is consistent.
Consistently, Neely.
I do want to thank. Before I sign, I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Obviously, it's a new channel. I definitely want to be able. We want to be able to provide value, and it's educational. Obviously, be moments where it's fun, especially the storytelling piece of it, and just want people to be able to get involved with golf and know exactly what it is that they need to do when they get to the golf course and not feel intimidated or feeling overwhelmed. And also, like I know we had mentioned this before on like golf is trending right now. Well, we want to hit those people that are going to want to play golf past the trend when it's not trending as much anymore, and really develop a passion for the game, a love for the game providing them a sanctuary to get away. Just there's so many reasons why the game is really beautiful, and we'll be able to share a lot of that on weekly on the channel.
Yeah, you still can't out chip me though, but it's been great having you.
What was that? I missed that part.
No, Chico said something about you can't out chip me. That was Chico. I didn't say that. Was Chico said that.
Lay's, Chips Ahoy, chocolate chips, but chipping on the green. Thank you, Shasta, once again.
Chat,
I look forward to having you back.
All the positive comments from Shasta in the chat. Appreciate that.
Thank you guys. Thanks everybody, and you guys have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
We see it.
Okay, you like? Yep.
You don't stop.
You see it.
You don't stop. I'm gonna call you did it for real.
You left your neck, but
I'm gonna wear. You see, I'm gonna wear some gold. Okay.
Okay. Rings and things you think about, bring them out.
All right, bye.
I almost said
something. All right, Shasta.
Thank you, Shasta.
Thanks, bye.
See you next time.
Unbelievable. Talking about I got a 10 iron. I don't give a damn what you said. Look how I'm talking that she gone. I don't give a damn what you said. Talking about my
You
day.
should have said, yeah, I got a 10-9.
Yeah, he's coming in talking about his shit. Talking about
I
my club.
ain't see that at ages. He's good when you go with that Negro League golf club.
Exactly, to the Negro Leagues.
They got a Negro League golf club. Somebody gonna hit something.
I know your
club.
They're talking. You on the damn bridge at the golf club.
Yours made out of wood. Got a 100-yard drive distance. Man, put that club down, man.
I thought you had to go early today.
I do have to go. Thank you guys for coming out.
We can't tell. Chico wouldn't never leave the house. He go from the couch to the porch, standing in the driveway, sitting in the car, still talking, pull out on the street.
Grandma look at me. That boy still out there talking. Neely just leave like a ghost. He just disappear.
I don't say bye.
He won't say bye. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Have another day. A great day. We're gonna have another morning run on Friday.
Before we go, Chico, somebody did ask a very important question. It was directed at you. It says Shasta or Keisha, Chico. Which one you gonna do? That's the chat, not me.
Hey man, I'm loyal to the soil. You know what I mean?
I'm
bad already.
No question. You ain't
you ain't answer my question either. So I guess we got to end this thing like this. Y'all know what to do, man. Shout out to T-Braids Hawaii hooking me up. I got to go back tomorrow and get right. Y'all can see me on Friday looking nice and smooth and funky. Oh my God.
Nice and smooth.
He's good. We're gonna be up and about this thing. Peace in the Middle East. The morning run. Once again, Deuce had to leave early, but it's all good. We out of here.
Did it?
Did you say Diddy?
I did say Diddy had to leave early. Let Diddy go home, man.
Another great show, All Americans. We covered Dame Lillard, the All Americans from Colorado Buffaloes, and we had an exclusive with Shasta Averyhardt. Y'all make sure y'all check that out right now exclusively on the Pregame Network. Follow online on all social medias. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, and join. We up and about it this Thursday.
Peace to the Middle East, Pineapple, Big Apple.